An interesting concept in communications is that there are essentially only three roles or three modes in which each of us operate as a parent, as an adult, and as a child. So you might not be a parent, but assume so you've been a child and you face been at the receiving end from a parent, so you can extrapolate that to a parent. But I'm assuming here that most of the people who listen have been a parent. So please put your role into one of them. I mean, assume you are the role plays that you are a parent or an adult or a child in trying to understand this. And we move from one role to the other. We behave, even as a parent, you may behave like a child, you could behave like an adult, and it moves from one role to the other. Now, the communications between these three roles are very interesting. So, the way a parent would communicate with another parent is very different from an adult communicating with another adult or a child communicating with a child. Now, look at all the cross uh, plays between these two. How does a parent talk to a child, and how does a child respond to the parent? How does an adult interact with a parent, which happens in a school situation? The teacher is playing the role of an adult, and the parent concerns are very different. And all this has to do with also a behavioral characteristics which we see on the right side. So there is also a parent ego state. Behavior, thoughts, and feelings are copied from parents to parent figures. How a parent should behave, uh, the protection, uh, all the basic instincts that a parent has in protecting the child. But also there is an element of talking down to, and you could have a negative kind of parent versus a positive kind of parent. It's arguable what's negative, what's positive, and there are various degrees, but there are uh, parents with different roles even within the way they communicate with the child. Typically, in office and business, when we go out of our home, elsewhere, it's mostly adult to adult communications. But then, when we in these communications, adult communications, we do come across the child often, who says, "I'm not going to." He or she is going to uh, behave like a child in dealing with you. So you have to move to a parent role and handle that situation. You can't stay in your adult role. Similarly, you may be an adult, but the way the other person perceives you could also be like a parent. And this could happen, for example, in a mentoring Sishya Guru situation where quite often the mentor would have to be almost like a parent, guiding you, helping you, supporting you. And you sort of fall back, should fall back, or may have to fall back from an adult to a child at the receiving end, and you judge that, and you accept that or reject that, or you face up to it and discuss it, or you don't. So most communications between any two individuals can be brought down to this map. So think about this in every single situation, and how you can move from role to role, and how we interact with everyone we meet on a day-to-day basis.